Hi everyone, it's the Lovewell Real Estate team here for your monthly market update. You have myself, Margaret Hanson, Louise Lovewell, and Katie Lovewell, who's going to share her screen and show us the stats on sale information from last month. Take it away, Katie.
Okay, quickly jumping over to the right screen. Okay, we begin with Fremont. And so most of the cities, what we're seeing in the Bay Area, the East Bay Area, or the east part of the San Francisco Bay Area, is that, interest rates did go down in September and they've been about the same since then. And, compared to where they were a few years ago, well, many years ago, it was, 3%, which was amazing, but then they went up to 8%, and now they're down to 6%, which they haven't been that low for a little while. So definitely seeing a lot of cities in which there's an uptick in the median sales price. So Fremont is one of those cities, and you can definitely see the change. And very interestingly, compared to many other cities, there's been a big change, well, a substantial change from the number of active homes from 109 at the end of September to 80 at the end of October. And kind of correlated with that was the pendings went up. So went from 45 at the end of September to 70 at the end of October. Then we have Hayward, and again, a big uptick with the median sales price. The inventory actually slightly went up, and pending slightly went up too. So moving on to San Leandro, we also see the median sales price going up, but interestingly, actives homes, the homes for sale, went up, but pendings went down by 20. So definitely might see a kind of a downward change for San Leandro. All right, Castro Valley. This is like the one city that's not going up with the prices. So I guess Castro had their big peak in August. I mean, they had a bigger peak in April, but they had another little peak in August, and they haven't quite turned around. I do expect that they probably will because so many other cities have, but we'll see. Overall, their actives have gone down slightly, and their pendings have also gone down slightly. Alameda have had a big uptick in the median sales price, higher than it seems like any point this year. I mean, just a little above, but still pretty substantial uptick. And their actives are slightly up, pendings are slightly down. And Oakland, also a pretty good change of the median sales price going up. And their inventory is, at least from a seller's perspective, is definitely improving. So the actives went down from 501 at the end of September to 43 at the end of October. And their pendings kind of correlated with that. They increased from 169 at the end of September to 190 at the end of October. Moving east or up, and then we're going to move east. So Berkeley kind of had their increase. They were ahead of the curve, you could say. They had the big increase in September, and they're kind of flattening right now in October. Inventory slightly down, and pending is just down by 1 from September to October. So moving east to Lafayette, we have, again, the trend of the median sales price going up. Actives have gone down from 43 to 34. Pendings went up. So, you can definitely see those active homes went, or some of them went pending. Went from 21 at the end of September to 27 at the end of October. And then moving on south to Pleasanton, definitely a big uptick, not as big as high as Alameda, but definitely a big change in the median sales price. And actives have gone down from 78 to 64, and pendings went up from 32 to 38. And the last city we'll present is Livermore. And we can see that, again, like so many other cities, the median sales price has gone up, although the active inventory actually went up slightly as well, and the pendings went slightly down. So those are the numbers. I think I'm going to switch over to Maggie and just kind of talk about some, again, it's very interesting time to sell a home and or to buy as well, because it really depends on the price, and because we have 2 homes in Hayward. And anyway, I'll let Margaret talk more about it. So go ahead.
Yeah, it's true that within the same city, you can have such different results going on. So we have one home that's pending right now. It was on the market for 2 weeks. It got 10 offers, and did very, very well. And we expect to close soon. And that was a case where, the seller was willing to price the home really aggressively. So our list price was very competitive. It pulled in a lot of people for the private showings and the open houses. And then, that 10 offers just goes to show what that can do. And it's in a good school district. So it's close to Union City. It's the New Haven School District. So, of course, that makes a huge difference. We were able to paint the home outside and inside, refinish the floors. Really great staging company came in and made it look really cute for while it was on the market. So all those things mixed together, the cute neighborhood, the really good list price, and the show ready home, it was just a recipe for success. And then, in the same city in a different part of Hayward, we have a listing that is sitting, and mostly it's all about price, right? So that list price is just so important for pulling people in, making sure that your first 2 weeks are very, very busy. So in that case, the list price was just a little bit too high to pull in a lot of activity, and thus, like a lot of other homes right now, it is sitting. So it just goes to show that it can be all over the place, but always have a conversation with your realtor about what is the best strategy to really get a lot of activity quickly, because that's what you want, because this market does move really, really fast. But to be fair, things are sitting longer now and things are still selling that's sitting longer. So it just is a matter of waiting it out sometimes. But you can see that those two different cases, sometimes you have a recipe for success and sometimes you kind of have to reformulate what you've been doing to get the result that you want.
And jumping really quick on that, also from the buyer's perspective, again, buyers often, it's exciting. You see a new home in the market and you go after it, but so do so many other people. And so a good strategy instead is to look at those homes that are sitting, because often the offer that gets accepted on those homes, the buyer gets to have contingencies and negotiate, where these other homes, because there's multiple offers, they often are waiving all three of those. So I know it's always exciting to go after the brand new and beautiful home, but sometimes if you can find and negotiate with the ones that have been sitting, you're often in a much, well, not much, but maybe a better place with contingencies and what you can actually get. So
No, that's a really good point, Katie. I would say that 100%. So if I had, a buyer in that area right now, I would say the same thing. I would say look at the homes that are sitting for longer, because competition makes a huge difference, right, to where you end up. And if you don't have any competition, the seller is going to be paying attention in a way that they're not, right, if they have 10 offers. So I think that's a really, really good point.
and then
I agree to look at the homes that, when I work with buyers, I say, look at the homes that have been sitting or that are like back on the market. Because there's a seller who's going to be pretty motivated. And, whether it's in the form of fixing things or giving you credit for closing costs or the price or terms, it's amazing. It's like just those are the ones that, to me, a buyer has the best chance of really negotiating, because maybe nobody else is out there. And nobody else is out there, you can pretty much name whatever you want to do with it. So to me, between now and like the middle of January is just the right time to buy, because, sorry, a lot of people have sort of settled in on the holidays and the kids are back in school. And so, the number of buyers isn't quite out there as much. If a house checks all the boxes, it's still going to probably go really quickly. But if it's been sitting for over 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, 60 days, so those are ones to need to look at for buyers. Speaking of buyers, the interest rates aren't too bad. We sort of looked ahead of the meeting, but isn't it like around 6% or something like that?
yes, it depends on exactly the loan, but overall they're close to 6%. And then right now we also want to promote, and Louise can talk more about it. We're collecting food for the Alameda County Food Bank. Louise, you want to talk more about that?
So yes, we're getting 20 barrels are coming to our office, well, to the building next to our office, because we don't quite have room. And anyway, we're going to be filling them up between now and the end of December. So if anyone has food, and if you can't make it here, you can call us and we can come and get it. But basically last year, I think we filled up 20 barrels of food. So the big drive is a week from Saturday, the Saturday before Thanksgiving, where we'll have like 5 drivers go out and pick up the food and fill up the barrels. But I know there's a lot of people that are hungry and need the food, so if you can be generous. Also, I didn't think about it, shoot, Jennifer's organization, I have to send out an email. They need 130 turkeys, so somebody's is really super feeling generous and you want to either donate a turkey. I know turkeys can be a little bit tricky because they have to be cold and frozen. Gift cards work too, so gift cards to any of your favorite local stores. You can drop them off at our office or call us and we can come and get them, but I got a call last night that they are looking for 130 turkeys between now and the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So how's that? Okay. That's it. Other than, I think, guys, it's hard to believe, but Thanksgiving literally is 2 weeks from today. So whether you're vegetarian or a turkey lover or whatever, go have some fun, enjoy your family and eat all that wonderful food. Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, everybody, 2 weeks ahead of time.
And I just want to give the contact info, right? So if anyone does have a question about donating food, of course, it's non-perishable items. And so things like canned beans, soups, pastas, that sort of thing. Go ahead and call us 510-351-5555 or our address. I don't know, Louise, can people drop it off at the office or do we have another address to give?
The office, the 3329 Castro Valley Boulevard. Because
And that
we'll
would
have,
probably be what, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5?
yes.
Yep.
Perfect. That's it, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Happy Thursday and gobble, gobble, gobble.
Bye.